Hi everyone, so we finished the facial feminization under makeup or base makeup. Now we're going to add some color. This is where it doesn't diverge very much between cisgender females and transgender females, except for certain things that you want to watch out for. You don't want to make the eye like super big or crazy because, well, to us anyway, I mean, if you want that look, that's fine. But to us, that kind of gives the impression of drag queen, and we're looking more for natural female.
No, if that's what you like, go for it.
Absolutely. But I won't be doing
It's just not my style.
On how to do that, because that requires like a whole bunch of other skills that are just not for this type of video. So at this point, we just pretty much do the eyes. We draw in some eyebrows if we need any. And we do a nice cute little lip, and then we put her hair on, which would be the last part of it. So I have this nice huge palette from Sephora, which has every product and color you can imagine in it. You do not have to have something like this, like this. Just a small palette with the colors that you like best would work fine. Again, you don't have to spend lots and lots of money on your makeup, especially if you're doing it casually or for every day. How do you choose the colors that you like for your eyes? You can do it two ways. You can either look at your eye color or you can look at your skin tone. I don't like to look at skin tone because, I don't know, I just rather pop the color of the eye. That's my preference. But if you're looking at skin tone, again, Annie's skin tone is cooler. She would look better in greens, blues, and cooler tones. My skin tone is warmer. I would look better in peaches, pinks, and earth tones, maybe jewel tones, so like purples. Everybody can kind of pull off neutrals, so your browns and your smoky eyes and your golds. For darker skin tones, all I have to say about that is you should do more pigmented and possibly darker colors so that they show up more, but otherwise just wear what you like. In terms of eye color, which is where I really like to concentrate, if you have blue eyes, it's better to do golds, browns, and neutrals because that will really pop the blue tone in your eye. If you have green or hazel eyes, which I have, but you can't see. I don't know if you can see them. But anyway, and I like to pop the green part of my eye. I use jewel tones. So maroons, plums, purples. That will really pop the green in your eye. Now, my favorite eye is the brown or black eye, which Annie has, because it can carry any makeup. Literally, you can do anything with it, and it will carry that tone. The only thing is you have to be careful again about skin tone. Like if you're very Caucasian like Annie, you're not going to put like black all over the eyelid. You can, but it's going to look
obvious,
goth. It won't look like a nice makeup. Also, you want to make sure that you're blending so that it looks a lot more natural. But yeah, so what color palette were you thinking of today?
Well, I haven't thought much about it. Maybe a little bit more on the... Well, can always match it to the outfit. Make it more orangey.
Orangey? Okay.
Or...
Orangey. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do with Annie's eyes, I wouldn't ever skip this step. If you're younger, you can probably get away with less or maybe skipping it depending on the quality of your product. For an older girl, I would not skip this step, is I'm going to prime the eyes. There are eye primers that are out there. Annie likes to use those on herself because she doesn't like to do the multi-step. They're sort of like a cream and a powder mixed together, and you just pop it on your eye with your hands. That's the one that she likes to use. I prefer to do a multi-step because I can choose better what's going on. I have a little version of the Shape Tape that I used earlier. As you can tell, I really like this product. And I will pop it right into the center of her eye. I'm going to do one eye at a time because I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to get to the other one in time before it dries. And then I have this little, it's a mini kabuki brush. You don't have to have anything fancy like this if you can't afford it or you just don't want to. Fingers were invented before brushes. You can absolutely use your ring finger. You don't want to use a finger that's not your ring finger on your eyes because it has the lightest touch and you don't want to be pulling on any fine lines or wrinkles that you have in your eyes. Now this is going to be wet. The problem that you're going to have with this either on your model or on yourself is that when you open your eye, it's going to stick. We're going to set that and I'm going to show you how to do it, but just a little bit, like you can already see it's more neutral and that's going to grab her powders much better. We're going to do that on the other side. But yeah, the problem that you're going to have is your eye is going to stick to itself until you set it. But it's well worth the effort. So you can see that just neutralized the whole eyelid area. It now doesn't have any color to its own. And it's going to grab any powder that we put on it because it's kind of sticky. So now I'm going to set it with a neutral tone powder. I'll probably use this one. That will count as your base shadow as well as just setting that cream. You may notice I'm pulling up on the eye again because she has those fine lines and wrinkles. I'm just making sure that I have a flat surface to work on so that the powder doesn't seep in. You want to go all the way up to the brow here. Because that's a neutral tone, it's sort of the same tone as her skin. You don't have to worry that much about where you apply it. With the same kabuki brush, by the way. And then there's the other one. Okay, so now those eyelids are set and they're not sticky anymore. Open your eyes and tell them if it's sticky or not.
Sounds pretty good.
Okay. Now Annie was talking a little bit more about doing an orangey color. I'm looking at my palette here. I usually like to choose 2 or 3 colors that I'm going to work with before I start, so I sort of have a plan of action. I'm thinking, sort of looking at my palette here. Well, I don't know if you can see it, like this one, and I have maybe some gold shimmer over here, so we'll maybe work with those. The first thing you want to do is grab your eyeshadow brush. If you do not have an eyeshadow brush, you can use the brush that comes in the package and blend it out with your fingers. If you don't have any of that, you can use a Q-tip and blend it out with your fingers. If you don't have any of that, you can apply shadow with your fingers. It's not going to look as professional, maybe, but it does the job. So I'm going to take the lighter of the colors that I showed you, this nice peach here. Ooh, I don't know if you can see it, this nice peach here. And I'm going to coat my whole brush with it, knock it off. And this is going to be her crease color. What does a crease color mean? It means you go right in here where the crease is. I'm holding it at the end. Remember we discussed that the further back you hold the brush, the less product you apply? Because we're not looking to sweep it on very darkly. We're looking to build it. And that's just going to highlight the crease, so the separation between her brow bone and her eye. And then you use swirling motions to sort of build it up a little bit. The reason why you would build it up a little bit is so that you can get a nice gradient when you apply other shadows. Does it show? Yeah. I'm going to do the same to the other eye. Alright, so you can see the two sides have a nice base laid down. Now I'm going to take the darker orange color, which is what our model asked for. Dip into it with the same brush. Be really careful not to apply too much because this is darker than it looks. I'm going to start just at the corner, very lightly in the corner. And blend, 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 blend out. You can work it into kind of a V. So everybody's eye has a V here. And that makes it look bigger and more open if you draw that V out. And we're sort of keeping it under the other color so that you can see both colors. One color doesn't overtake the other. I'm going to do the other side. You try to match the two sides as well as you can. But what you also have to remember is that eyes are sisters, not twins. So sometimes they don't match exactly, and that's also okay. Liner and mascara can also cover up a lot of mistakes if you make any. You can see I have a bit more of a practice hand and I still make mistakes all the time. Now, if we wanted to smoke out this eye, meaning put a little bit more dark to make the eye look more smoky or more evening, we would take a darker shade still. I have like this teddy bear shade here. So that's the major shade that I used. Wait, where is it? Here's the major shade that I used. And here's the teddy bear shade that I'm talking about. There.
I don't think it's on. I don't think it's on the camera.
I think they did. I'm going to take a bit of that and sort of smoke the corner of the eye a bit. Meaning literally, you don't drag it in, you just take it out to the corner. Like that. That darkens the entire look and makes it a bit more evening friendly if you're going to an event or a wedding. So can you see the difference between the two eyes? And since they're sisters, they have to match, right?
Mm-hmm. Don't want them jealous of each other.
Yep, just smoking out the corner of the eye there, working into that V. Perfection. It's a bit more of a smoky eye. So you may be looking at the eye and saying the middle of the eye is nude, which it is. I usually reserve that spot for glitter because Annie likes glitter.
Guilty.
I have. If you didn't want to reserve it for glitter, you could put a lighter version still and then sort of blend it out from lighter to darker. But I have this sort of gold glitter in this pan. And I took a flatter brush so that I can stamp it on. With glitter, you never sweep because it'll get everywhere. You stamp. So I'm gonna do like this. All into this area here. I may be getting it on the inner corner of the eye because I can't see her very well. She's trying to show you guys, which is really great. But you just kind of stamp it in here, like that. Again, does it show the difference between the two? Maybe,
Check.
maybe not, but I can see it here. This technique will work for cisgendered women, transgender women. Oh.
Maybe not that so much.
I just poked her in the nose. Okay, so let's show them your shadow, sweetheart. Yeah, this one. Yeah, you can see it really well there. You can see the gradient from shiny all the way up to smoky. I would normally blend this a little more, but I don't want you guys to sit there while I blend with my brush for 10 hours. And that's just me being picky.
There's all sorts of different little things that you can try out.
Of course, it's bugging me now, so I'm gonna blend it.
There's all sorts of little things that you can try. More of a wing, more of a cat's eye, a halo kind of effect.
Mm-hmm. And if you guys want to see different eyeshadows, I know quite a few of the techniques, so you can just drop us a comment and I'll show you different ones. Annie and I were talking about showing you her basic eye that she does on herself every day as well, because it's super easy and fast and you don't have to have someone else do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a thin brush, like a liner brush, and I'm going to just bring some of those colors that we used on the top of the lid. I'm going to bring them to the bottom of the lid. Now, a lot of people will set or bake their under eye makeup at this point, just in case any powder gets loose onto their cheek. It's an extra step. It's good if you're not, I guess, too confident with your hands. I don't bother with it because I'm just that awesome at doing eyeshadow. But you definitely can. What you do is you put translucent powder, and then if anything goes from your eye onto your face, you just sweep it off. I want you to open your eye and look up, please. Now, I'm just taking the orange powder that we had used on the outside corner, and I'm bringing it down under the eye into the waterline. If you guys have never heard of the term waterline, it's literally this wet part under here. It's sort of inside your eye. If you don't trust your makeup artist or yourself, this might be a little bit uncomfortable for you, but the look is usually worth it. Now I'm going to take a bit of the darker teddy bear color that I used and do just the outside corner, because that will open the eye a bit. If you just put dark on the outside, it sort of draws the eyes this way and opens it. Open, sweetie. Just to the center. And you can see I'm going over multiple times. That's to blend it as well as build the product up, so that I'm not taking a bunch of product and just dabbing it right on. Now at this point, Annie always likes liner. She likes a little wing on her liner. Not too much. Liner is a little bit stressful to do. I'm not going to be able to do it on camera. You guys can watch us as we're facing each other, but I definitely won't be able to do it sort of sideways because it's liquid.
Maybe I can lean back a bit.
I do not know. All they're going to see is my body on top of you, so I don't know. But I don't even have good advice for liner. Liner is one of those things that's quite stressful, and it's just practice. I tend to go from the inner corner to the outer corner, and then we do just a little boop. Like, I don't do that crazy dark liner that you see in a lot of beauty bloggers, because I find it ruins the shadow that you've worked so hard to do. So I don't do that. But
that's for me anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to apply her liner now. If I make any mistakes, sorry, I'll fix them, or we'll discuss how to fix them, but you're probably not going to see it very well, and I apologize now for that. We have this liquid by Aesthetica, which she likes. I have a few liquids that I like. They're not all expensive. Some of them are from Annabelle. Some of them are from cheaper brands. NYX is good, as long as it doesn't give you breakouts or allergies and it works for you. You go ahead and you do you. So I'm gonna attempt to show you. I'm pulling her eye really taut, closing the eye. My pinky goes over her nose, which I'm sure is really comfortable for her. And then I just start to draw as close to the lash line as I can. I think she's kissing my hand, which is distracting.
I am not.
Stop moving.
Stop making me laugh.
Okay, so I've gotten to the middle of the eye now, and I'm going to start from the outside and drag it back in. It's a little difficult on Annie, again, because of those fine lines. The younger you are, the easier this should be. I shouldn't just say Annie. It's difficult on myself, too. You can see I did the barest hint of a line there. It's just enough to really pop the eye. Now this eye I'm going to have to take away from you, sorry. I'm probably making the weirdest concentration face right now.
How weird do you think it is?
I think I'm doing the shape with my face that I do when I do my liner, so my mouth is open, like, and I'm squeezing myself. You know, like when you feed a baby and you open your mouth, like, but I'm doing my eyeliner face, like. Okay. And just a little wing at the end. Are they even? I think they're even. Can you open your eye for me? Ah! Oh, crap. You got some on the inner corner of your eye there.
How did I manage that?
I do not know. Well, we have two options at this point. We can add a lower lash line, or I can go and get a wet Q-tip and wipe that off. I'm not sure what we're going to do with it. I'm thinking wipe it off.
Sure.
Yeah. Just let me, while your eyes open, let me just do a little bit of a wing to lift the corners of your eye because they're looking a little down. That should work. Okay. I think we're going to pause the video and I'm going to fix the liner and we will be back. So what I'm going to do with the liner is that I'm going to grab a wet Q-tip. Water may be enough. If not, I'll use makeup remover and I'll just gently wipe all the black away that is not supposed to be there. And I'll redo part of the liner with the shadow at that point. All right, we'll be back. Hi, we're back. So we fixed the eyeliner issue. It's all better now. At this point, you would do some layers of mascara, maybe fake lashes if you were going to do them. Annie doesn't like fake lashes because they don't feel good on her eyes. I have done them. I'm not really that into doing them. Annie's got really beautiful long lashes, but they point downwards. So we always curl her lashes. She usually curls her own. Do you think you can do it in the...
I just need the...
In the camera? You don't need a...
No, I can see myself in the...
Because I'm afraid of really just pulling her eye. So she usually curls herself. Oh, she can maybe talk about that a little bit.
I'm not really sure how much there is to say about it.
Well, if somebody never used that device before.
I mean the medieval torture device that it looks like?
Yeah.
It looks scary, but it's shaped to go around your eye, not into it. So you don't have to worry about taking your eye out. Let's see here. Okay.
And she cut her eye off. No, she didn't.
Really? It's like I get it practically all the way to the skin almost, and just slowly apply a little pressure and then pull out a few times.
I'll have you hold this for me.
Sure.
And we do 3 layers of mascara. So look at the first layer. You kind of wiggle. You guys can't see what I'm doing. You kind of wiggle back and forth so that you're grabbing every little hair and popping them up. Again, any black mascara will do. If you're very fair, you can always use a brown mascara, because I had my best friend in high school was blonde and she just looked crazy in black mascara, so she would use brown. Remember that. Open, wiggle, wiggle. Especially concentrating on the outside lashes, okay? This is also the part that will cover up any mistakes that you've made with your liner or your shadow, because they just fringe everything. Now, not all mistakes can be covered with lashes, but a lot of them can.
Second.
Okay. Yeah, she likes to curl herself again because her lashes just point so far downwards.
So not only do I curl myself again, I close and then I turn just not quite a 45-degree angle to try and get the outer lashes going even further up. It's a personal preference. It's not necessary for all people. I just like the way it looks.
Okay. You want to do it yourself, sweetie?
I'm just going to hold the thing for you. That's up to you.
And we're going to do the same procedure. Just try to get like every little lash, especially in the corner there. Because she worked so hard to curl them that you want to catch them, right?
Try and hold them in place.
Yeah. Think of this kind of as like hairspray for your lashes. It'll hold them in the direction you want them. I'm kind of taking the wand and pushing into the corners of her eye with this because it also sort of lifts them up a bit. And I'm going to do one more layer with wiggling back and forth. You can see it's really building up now. The eyelashes are really long.
One thing you have to remember about mascara is never pump the mascara in and out of the bottle.
When I do the bottom lash line with shadow, I like to put a little bit there, but not too much, okay? Just a little.
Yeah. Yeah, you never want to pump it in and out while you're doing mascara, because that'll basically dry it out.
Yeah, it pumps air into your mascara tube, and mascara is expensive. So don't do that. It'll last longer if you don't do that. So that is a completed eye look.
Beautiful, darling.
And the last part that we usually do is a lip. Now, we're probably going to stick more with a pinky or neutral lip because we have a little bit, it's not a crazy eye, but it's a little bit of a fancy eye.
Usually it's better to keep one more, either the eye or the lip more neutral and go a bit more fancy on the other one, just so you focus where you want the attention to be. If you go for both, it can be a little bit distracting. Yeah,
so let's talk about lining the lips, okay? For feminization, this can be really important as well, because a lot of people in general, not just male to female or males, have sort of a smaller upper lip. They don't have a very defined Cupid's bow, and that basically is the definition of feminization. When I say over drawing, I don't mean this crazy stuff that you see where people draw their lips like this. Literally, it's just, if you think about coloring when you were a kid, instead of drawing just inside the line, you literally draw just outside the line, if that makes sense. So the natural line of her lip is here. You take the pencil like this, not like that, because it'll give you more control. And I also have my pinky on her chin. And you just draw. Just outside that line. I don't know if you can see how it looks bigger already. You do not go further than that because it will look fake. I'm using a neutral pencil. which is very close to her lip color, because I'm just going to fill it in with whatever lipstick I use after. It's just a guideline to know where I can make the lip look bigger. So I'm going to do the other side sort of facing away from you. You don't have to go all the way into the corners. In fact, if you're doing a more casual lip, sometimes you don't. You can just highlight that area with your pencil. And the same thing with the bottom lip. You just on the outside, but down here. There's big shadows in this room because of the light, so sorry if I have to manipulate your face.
That's all right.
Now I like to go in and define the Cupid's bow to make sure that it's nice and pointy or rounded, whichever you like, just to make sure that it's defined. So I don't know if you can see that, but that is the overdrawn lip, and it already looks bigger. Now we're going to use sort of like a corally NARS lipstick. On me it's coral, on Annie it looks pink. Again, because of the difference in our skin tones, but it looks like kind of a neutral lip for her. And I'm just going to go in and draw over where I made that line. Can you mush, please? Is that even? Looks pretty good. I'm just gonna go back over the lip again, just to make sure I have the parts that I want defined. And if you go too much outside the line, you can just literally sweep it away. And I like to do this to my Cupid's bow also to make sure that it's defined and it's not all kind of swooped away with the color. Okay. Now, the last thing I put, lip gloss. You want to gloss the middle of your lips to give them sort of a three-dimensional look. You don't gloss the whole lip. The important part is the middle down here. It's really dark. Oopsie doodle. And a little bit there. Can you mush, please? So you basically stick to the middle, and that creates that nice 3D lip. I see that she has some that's in danger of going onto her teeth. Can you tell them what you do about that? Because it went in the inside. Can you tell them what to do with that? Do you remember?
It doesn't happen very often, I find. But if you're worried about it getting on your teeth, it might look a little awkward, but trust me, it works a lot better than you would think. You just take one finger, it could be your pinky or something, basically put it in your mouth and make it move your mouth as if you're sucking on your finger and pull it out.
And then the offending lipstick will be on your finger, which you can wash off, and not on your teeth. Mm-hmm. That's a pro tip from us. So
no makeup there.
So the last part that we have to do is put some hair on and show you the final look. So we're going to just take a little pause again, and you guys will get to see the final iteration of this look momentarily. And there you have it. She is ready to go out on the town, to a wedding, to a bar, to work, to the grocery store.
Or just chill out here because, let's be fair, there's still a quarantine going on.
To the living room. And you can see how much better her skin now looks than mine because it's all red. Can we turn down the light again so they can see the look in a more natural light?
Yeah.
Yeah. There. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, everybody. So if you have any questions, leave comments, or if you have me on any of your other social media, you can message me. questions, comments, information for me that I don't already have. Yeah, so it's been great spending the evening with you guys and showing you how this is achieved. And I hope you all have a really great evening, and don't be afraid of your makeup. Just go for it and try it. I say the worst possible is that if it doesn't work out, you can just wash it off. All right, everyone, have a great evening.
Bye.
Bye.